So this is Squitter's Spider Quest. It is a Donkey Kong Country 2 ROM hack. Its last update was a couple years ago, I think, or something like that. This is, you only play as Squitter the Spider for the entire game, is my understanding. That might make some exceptions. It sure is a title screen. It's one of the title screens of all time. Using the Mr. FPGA for this one. It's the same, to my understanding, whether you use the Mr. or an emulator. I tested it on a couple different emulators and on the Mr., and there are some bugs. And that's just part of the ROM hack. There's not really any getting around that. It's just, there's going to be immediately like a bug that you're going to very obviously notice, and there's nothing I can do to fix it. It's just, that's the ROM hack, so just keep that in mind. First bug. This horrible noise. This seems to only happen on this type of stage. It does not happen on other stages. Look, Emma Chris. I literally just started. I was talking before. So, the feature presentation is now here. Yeah, so the terrible bugged web sound is only on these like stages, it would appear. I obviously didn't like go past the first world. I didn't even get past like the third stage or something, so like it is what it is. So my expectation with this ROM hack is that it is probably going to be a mixture of some stages being very easy and other stages being absolute complete nightmares from hell. That's generally how I expect this to go. Also, you can soft lock yourself in this ROM hack. I've already done it by trying to use a certain warp. So, some warps will not work. So that's another interesting part of this whole thing. Okay, this one's already open. That's interesting. So you can, in fact, do all the bonuses. That was what the ROM hack claimed. So things have been modified to support Squitter. So not everything is just the same. Some things have been changed to accommodate the fact that you can only play as Squitter. That is what I have been told through the description of this ROM hack. But yeah, apparently you can, in fact, 100% this game. Well, there goes that life. Rip. I might need those. I might actually need lives in this playthrough. I am indeed doing whatever Spider can. Yeah, see, now it's normal. Now we're out of that stage type, it's normal again. Yeah, you can't use ropes. But what you can also do on some of these stages is skip parts of the stage, which will either be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your perspective. It may also mean that you lose, like, you know, lives or something because you skip some of the stuff. So yeah, see, this stage so far, pretty easy. Kug. Yeah, that one's pretty easy. However, they're not all going to be easy. Oh yeah? That would have been cool. Yeah, see, now we're back. Now because we're in this stage type, the audio's fucked again. Oh yeah, I learned really quick what makes this challenging. I notice some problems in certain stage types. I can overcome it, and I will overcome it. But I don't expect everything to go smoothly. But who knows? Maybe I underestimate my power. Maybe I will be able to get through this relatively smoothly. I'm not expecting that, though. Luckily, there's not too many stages like this in the game, so I don't have to hear that, like, terrible fucking broken, bugged web sound. I'll check this bonus out, sure, why not? I don't really care about the bonuses, but I'll bite. Oh wait, it's not broken here. That's probably because of the ambiance, if I were to guess. The, like, water in the audio channel probably, like, bugs out the web sound. So that's probably why it sounds normal there, but not out here. I like how the pole there was broken. So we got Kong College, not yet. Anyway, this is Lockjaw's locker. There's a warp here. Don't take the warp. It will soft lock you. Anyway, welcome to the first water stage. How do you think a water stage is going to work, chat? Are you beginning to realize? Gracefully skitter across the water. Uh-oh. No, that's not how it works at all, chat. That's not how this works at all. Well, we got the checkpoint barrel. So, unfortunately, I cannot seem to harm these. On Guard could kill those. Squitter cannot. And because I can't become another animal buddy, and they have been removed from the game, I cannot actually get rid of those. So that's fun. Yeah, I think that would have been pretty funny. Perhaps a little more effort than they were willing to do, but that would have been a good idea. Damn. Okay. Top sail trouble. I'll probably save after, change the Kong letters to fuck. That's too edgy. So Bradley has also been removed, like all the animal buddies have been removed, so a stage that was designed for the snake No longer his stage, it's Squitter's stage now. Now, obviously, I could probably skip a lot of this stage, but I also, like, need to get things like banana coins and lives. Otherwise, I can't do things like save my game that often. I don't really care about that bonus, though. We can't use the hooks either, so, like, a bunch of, like, core stage mechanics no longer function. How fucked up levels with wind are gonna be? Yeah. It's very possible that those are going to be extremely unpleasant. Water isn't real, only spiders? So you can see the disadvantages that occur when you just blindly just go up in a stage. Okay, nice, I got that. Okay, that's clearly bugged out. Can I kill that? Yeah, okay. Is there a limit to how many web Squitter can make? Yes. There is a technical limit. Once you get, I think, 3 or so of them, they will start to rapidly, vanish. So, do I save here? Probably should. I am willing to hazard a guess that Squitter will interact with the wind. I do not think that they are going to let the player off easy. I am pretty sure it will actually interact. Now, I wonder how you kill bosses in this. Okay, so they had to... I see. So for some of the boss fights, they had to compromise. Okay. Just literally not possible. Got it. So they didn't, like, reprogram or try to, like, redo the bosses. That's slightly disappointing, but expected. So they had to make some compromise here. Wait, did that, like, deplete my banana coin amount? What the fuck? That's Squitter talk? Yeah, I get it. I wonder if it's for every boss or just like the ones where they couldn't be bothered to figure it out. Yeah, there's like a pretty hard limit. So like once you make a certain amount of the web platforms, the other ones rapidly go away. So the other thing too, right, is like you can't break some of these chests which have like lives and like goodies in them. Like Squitter just cannot deal with those at all, which is a bit of a bummer. Bit of a bummer. Now, my question is, can Squitter use existing warps at all? I don't know. I keep forgetting where the one is in this stage. I think it's like here. If I can even find it. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's like not a big deal either way. The stage should be relatively easy. I don't really expect this to be like too difficult. I see. So they tricked me. Apparently his hitbox is too large to be able to get away with that easily, so I guess I can't really mess around like that. So for them, some of those, I should probably just platform around. Right, so this may not be safe. This one's big enough I could get away with it. This one might... Okay, I got him ahead of time. Okay. That works too, I guess. I'll take it. So this stage was already partially designed with Squitter in mind, so, like, some of this is, like, easier. This is Squitter's first appearance in the game. But you don't start with him, obviously. So it, like, takes a little bit before you can find him. That's just a bonus. Yep, the Kremlin Grunt is a classic. It is pretty damn good. I do enjoy. Well, there goes the golden, glitched life that I won't be able to get. I wonder, did they get rid of lives? Maybe they don't matter. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Do we even have that? Okay, we do. We have 16, okay. It is indeed a good vocal stim. I did notice that you are not able to shoot your webs when you're in barrel, being shot out of a barrel. So that could be a problem. His hitbox may also cause problems when it comes to, like, avoiding stuff through a barrel. Obviously, I could skip some of the barrels, if not most barrels, but it would be somewhat tricky. Fuck. At least I got that back. Oh, that went okay. Got him. Get parry cannonballs, that's good. Good information to know, good to digest. Okay, that was just poorly timed on my part. Hello, Desi. You haven't really missed a whole lot. I started slightly late, and I spent like 40 minutes talking about bullshit. Hey, Desi, you want to know something really fucking funny that I'm going to subject myself to as long as chat gives me some unknown amount of dollar amount for it? Oh, fuck. You got off work an hour early. Okay, that makes sense, because I figured it would have been too soon for you. So Retro Achievements recently added a new set, and it's a pretty exciting one. It's fucked up, but it's pretty exciting, and it feels like one of those things I should do, and I think chat would want to watch me do. There is a ROM hack for Donkey Kong Country 1 that I didn't even know existed. That came out like 5 years ago that someone made a set for. And it's Donkey Kong Country Pacifist mode. And it has been modified to make that possible. So, like, it has had some changes and stuff like that. But, It is described as, it is a hack described as being for experts, aka somebody like me. And the set is incredibly difficult. It has like a lot of stuff in there that's like very, very hard. So I'm pretty excited to maybe stream that, you know, but I think I would have to do a financial incentive for it just because it would be hard as hell. But I think chat would be interested. I would like to think chat would want to see that. So, you know, might think about a number for that later on and put something up for that as a goal once this goal's done, you know? So not in a massive rush to do it, you know, it would take time. I don't expect that kind of a goal to be met immediately, but, you know, the goal would be a tall order. It'd be like, get the mastery in it, right? And some of the stuff in that set is pretty fucked up. But it's really interesting, and I know that I'm one of the people who could do it, so, like, $5. I mean, you could give me $5, it would go toward the goal. You know? But I'm not doing it for $5. I'm a little concerned about this, the stage chat. Oh, are they adding barrels to make it, like, less fucked up? Oh, that's... Oh, okay, that's how we're doing it. Got it. So we got rid of the seal. That actually might make this worse. It's a very interesting way to get around that problem. Get up there. All right, there we go. Checkpoint. Oh, wrong way. Gotta go here. Oh, gotta grab that. Why? Oh, it says that if you went in the bonus, it would get rid of it, I guess. That'd be my guess why that was there. First try, baby! That was an interesting way to change the stage to make that possible. That was pretty neat. This one might be a bit fucked. This one might be a bit fucked. Unless I know where the warp is and the warp works. I don't know if the warp is, like, here or not. I think this is supposed to have a warp. Yeah, it definitely has one. But they might have removed it. Okay, so this does work. Okay, so you can be Squitter and use this mechanic. That's good to know. Did they keep the warp or not? Knowing them, they probably got rid of it. But who knows, really. Maybe this won't be too bad then. If you can use these, you should just be able to, like, shoot all the zingers and stuff. That would theoretically just make it easier. I could be wrong about that, though. Like, otherwise you would have to use the web platforms, which could make that a lot harder and longer. Heh, much like a penis. Heh heh. Have you heard of these things, chat? They're called dicks. Yeah. You might have heard of them. You might know about those things. I said hard and long. I'm like, that's just like a penis. Yeah, maybe this won't be difficult then. But I can, like, just shoot these guys down. Yep, jarking your peanuts. That's right. That one definitely was tricky. I get it, Super. That's a good one. No, I can't draw diagrams. It's against Twitch TOS. Can't talk about reproductive organs in that way. Can't show them. It's not allowed. Hooray. That wasn't too bad. Hey, it's Squitter's Shaft. They changed the name, chat. That's actually pretty clever. This was used to be called Squawk's Shaft. Now it's Squitter's Shaft. A very clever change, if I do say so. That is more effort than I was expecting, to be honest. That's just a bonus, right? Yeah. Hey, you can parry the hooks. That's good. All good information to know. Oops. Oh my god, I fucked that up. Alright. I'm fucking up. Okay, I guess I'm going in the bonus then. Oh yeah, this song's always great. Are you not familiar with, like, this game? Is this, like, a new thing for you? Cool. Yes, this was back in the days of the mid-90s when David Wise could make good music. It didn't last very long. It was like a flash in a pan. Really? Have you somehow just missed my many streams of playing these games? It's interesting that this is how you're seeing this game being played. Simply because this is not the way the game is intended to be played. Well, that's the whole point, right? Okay. Yeah, these games are awesome. They're not for everyone. They're trolly. They have some sicko shit in them. Yeah, the complete call-out, that's right. Oh, this might be a little tricky. Gotta do it that way. It's okay, Super. I just find that funny is all, just because there has been a pretty high frequency of these games being streamed, but that's fine. I suppose statistically that can happen. Oops. Okay, that... okay. All right. That went poorly. Somehow I'm still alive. See, this is not a stage where that is going to happen because you're supposed to have squawks here. So that's not even a consideration. That's a good emote. I didn't know Kiara had that emote. That must be more recent. That's a pretty good one. Oh, wow. That was really rude. Camera? Thank you. Yeah, I fucked up. I was not ready for the bird. Oof, that's rough. Yeah, this stage is, fairly challenging. Okay, I guess you can kind of sneak behind them. So maybe that's the better move then. Oops. Yeah, maybe that's the safest move with some of them. Okay. Got a Kong barrel here if we need it. Bait him. Don't even have to necessarily kill these guys. I just have to, like, bait them. All right, the cannonball's gonna get me. Yeah. There we go. I avoided the trick this time, chat. I was not fooled. Man, I was really close to finishing the stage, too. But I got it now. So far, this is going okay, but we're not at the hard stages yet, so... Thank you, thank you. Okay. I will save. And also, actually save by doing that. There we go. So... We are Squitter for this boss fight. Okay. I won. Amazing. That's a good shit post. That's pretty awesome. I appreciate that. How stupid that was. What a funny ROM hack. Simultaneously very fucking mean and also very easy at the same time, and is just kind of just doesn't give a shit. Yeah, that is indeed my friend Gamma Chris. Yeah, sure, I'll use the barrels here. It's probably faster. Yeah. That's indeed in my tags, yes. That there before? That's different. I'm gonna ignore that. Maybe they relocated the barrel or something for a bonus. Probably because, like, some of them weren't attainable otherwise. So far, this level's been pretty okay. Do I want to take the weird barrel? I'd probably be okay, but it's gonna legit be easier for me to do this. And then I get a little extra life for that. Huh. Is that how you always got the DK coin? That's weird. I don't think so. I think they changed it. I think it used to be the goal. Oh boy. So, are we gonna get Glimmer? Or is it just gonna be darkness? I think it's just gonna be darkness. Okay. I mean, I can still see enough, I guess. Oh, no, never mind. There he is. In his flashing glory. I hope you, are not too sensitive to flashing, chat, but you're watching video games and primarily a retro streamer. So I hope that you are able to, withstand the force of a, flashy screen for a bit. I will do my best to get through this stage in reasonable time. That's a pretty good line there. That's a good one, Super. I like that. I have question, chat. Do you want winter outfit, or is it too soon? Because I could switch to the winter outfit. The only thing is I don't have the toggles just magically set up for that for you to mess with. I have them set up for myself, and I don't have, like, redeems tied to them or anything. But also mean the toggle pants option wouldn't do anything, and I would have to turn it off. Otherwise, you would waste your points. But, it is a thing. Oop. I'm gonna go back and get that checkpoint. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I was just wondering, yeah. Too soon for, some folks in the world? Okay. Gotcha. That's fair, that's fair. Most people generally think December's, like, the starting point, so... Oh yeah, it is. It is a very good outfit. It is delightful. There's more outfits I could get for winter that are also pretty nice, but they're not anything like that. Like, not even close. They're more like comfy, cozy, like casual sort of looks, you know, like something that you would wear out on a date and stuff. Instead of like, you know, I'm going skiing or like mountain climbing or some shit. So that's like kind of the difference between some of those and other outfits that would be available. Not converted at all for VTubing, but in theory, you know. Wait until American Thanksgiving. Why does everything have to be about America, huh? Why is everything American? I thought the whole point of current American politics is that the American hegemony is collapsing and falling in on itself. Why do we have to adhere to America, huh? Okay. Let's see. All right, we got new game. We got NG or NG Beam Drive. Yep, I risked that. And that was my fault. I should have been more careful. Well, I guess we're on this stage for longer. You'll be confusing next time? Awesome. Well, I would already know that Thanksgiving in Canada had passed since I already went through it, so I wouldn't be confused. I really don't like how those respawn when I fall down. That is very unfortunate. I don't know where that barrel... Oh, it's up there. Okay. Alright, I don't... Oh, for fuck's sake. I landed right on it. It keeps happening, chat. I almost did it again, but that was on accident. I didn't think I was going to fall there. We're almost at the end of the level, too. I can't... it was so unfortunate I died there, because I was at the end. I thought I soft-locked for a second. Okay, good. We're fine. They got rid of the hedgehog thing. Why? It's weird. Well, no one up for me. Where does Squitter buy his shoes? Good question. I don't know. I wouldn't know. Crockhead Clamber. Oh, yeah, this is the one with the cleaver dudes. I guess this secret becomes abundantly easy. I don't really need to get this or anything. I'm not trying to 100% this or anything, but it's kind of funny. You can just really easily get in here now when it was actually difficult before. Yeah, like Yoshi's born with him. Yeah, exactly. Baxter has good... I think Baxter has the best answer. Oh yeah, we can't use the reeds. So this level, in some ways, is slightly more complicated. And potentially slower as a result to get through because you can't just quickly, like, jump between these. This level may, in fact, require an amount of concentration, simply because many of these areas I have to make my own platform or I will die. And I have to move at a okay amount of pace, otherwise I will die. So I probably can't look at chat during this. There we go. I did not mean to go in there, but sure, why not? Destroy them all. 410 billion dead zingers. Alright, cool. In theory, I can use this. Oh, never mind, not really. I can, like, partially use this until the game's like, nah, you can't use the reed, so, do that. Chat's in shambles. Yeah, I know chat is needy and needs my attention. I understand. Now, see, that's a thing that will happen and did happen there. I don't know why the web just gave out almost instantaneously, but sometimes that happens in this game. And that is definitely going to be a problem in this playthrough, and I'm a little surprised it took this long for that to happen. But sometimes the webs just, like, go away way faster than they should. I don't know exactly what the deal is there. Maybe it's like some bizarre sprite limit thing that it's triggering, and it thinks that... I don't know. Or it just doesn't know how to choose which web should be removed in what order. But I definitely do not know why that happened, but this is a thing that happens in this game when you play Squitter regularly, like outside of the hack. So sometimes, yeah, they just give way sooner than they should. I like the golden reed here. These sprite glitches are pretty funny. Yeah, see, it did it again. That time I caught it, though, because I was paying closer attention. But it just decided to just do that again. I don't know if that was the same spot or not. Fucker almost did it to me again. At the very end of the level. Alright, well, I did it. Your soul's just not in it. Aha. 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 I get your joke, screensaver. I get it. It's a pretty good joke. It's a pretty good joke. I understood your joke. Pretty funny. Anyway. Hello. So this is originally a Ratley only stage. I'm sure this will be either really annoying or really easy. And I'm not sure which. The music's popping. This music's only used on this stage, I think, and that's it. I noticed that for this stage, you can't hear the web sounds. There's not even like a glitched noise or anything. They're just not present, which honestly, preferable. They should have done that for the other stages, just not had it make any sound if it was going to bug out. So far, this is pretty easy. Maybe I will change my tune at this point in the stage. King. That's what it says. Alright, that was pretty easy. Or maybe I'm just that good. Unclear. Slime climb. Yeah, it's quite the jam indeed, Spadoinko. Welcome on in. You know, this stage might actually be evil. I wonder if you could skip some of the flags for the water raising if you just go up. Probably not. They probably They probably accounted for that. But I am a little concerned about the water raising. Simply because it would make me panic more. Unless I can kill the fish, but I doubt it. He's probably invincible. Well, he's definitely hard to target regardless. I can't really test it. Looks like I managed to skip some of it. Okay, we got a checkpoint. That's something. Okay, it did that thing again where it just decided that I shouldn't have the platform anymore. Jesus. Lucky. You know what? I don't know if this is a good idea. I'm gonna go and get this. There we go. Banana coins are probably going to be pretty useful later on when I get to stages that will probably be nightmares and be way too fucking hard. And I'll probably end up losing a lot of lives. Who knows, though? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am strong enough. Squitter? Yeah. He was having problems facing the other way for some reason. Well, I appreciate your confidence in me, Spadoinkle. I am a bit worried about some of the stages coming up, though. Ah, so you're saying that I'm pressured by my own tags. So what you're saying is that I should also start having tags to pressure me into becoming other things as well. It's like a form of self-improvement, like I should have a bimbo tag is what you're saying. Oh, fuck that up. Oh, you know what? I never gave that any thought. That wouldn't work because I'm like, oh yeah, right. The core mechanic doesn't work correctly in this. Oh. Oh, first try. went a little bit bad at the end there, but it didn't matter. So, Bramble Blast. Bramble Blast, huh? I assume Bramble Blast will basically be the same stage base, pretty much. Like, there's not all... It's mostly just barrels. Oh, yeah. I would imagine you could probably just bypass King Zing's Sting entirely in that stage. I don't really expect that to be a problem. You just have to approach the stage a bit differently, or whatever. Something like that. Yeah, so far this is just basically the same stage. Like, there's not really much you can do to change the nature of this stage. Okay, I am doing this wrong, aren't I? Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, that's just the extra shit. Okay. I don't have everything in this stage memorized. I should, but I don't have the best memory when it comes to some of this shit. I haven't played this game as much as I have the first game. There we go. Okay. So I didn't mention it, chat, but I did get that Apple 4K TV thing. It has a really bad name. It's not like a television. It is like, it's basically like a glorified video player that you know, is a box. It's a small box. Anyway, I got that to replace the ever-failing, ever-inshitified, worsening product that is the NVIDIA Shield TV. So I have that now. I gave it a pretty good test run, configured it, tried a bunch of stuff on it. And it's, yeah, pretty good first impression so far. The only extra thing I had to do, which I'm not a fan of, but it is what it is, and I knew it before I bought the product, is for my purposes, because I use like a Plex server and stuff for a lot of what I watch. I have to okay, this is actually kind of gonna suck. I think I actually have to drop down here, like, either just straight down or to the left. Fuck. Okay, I fucked that up. I actually might die here. Yeah, I should have taken the barrel route. Fuck. I don't think I got the checkpoint, did I? Fuck. Where am I in this stage? Okay, I did get a checkpoint. At least there's that. Could have been at a better spot, though, to be honest. This is kind of a shit spot to put me in, but whatever. Yeah, so here we are again. Okay, so I think for this, I just want to go... Just take the damage. It's easier that way, in theory. Or maybe another Kong barrel around, but I don't know if I'll find it. You just calculated that I'm... I see. Very good, Spadoinkle. Yeah, you could say that, like, the Apple 4K TV thing is like a Roku. It's the same sort of idea, glorified video player. It's basically like... Roku's a funny thing because Rokus are garbage. Especially, like, in the past 5 years, Rokus are terrible and you should not buy them. Yeah, I need to use this. Yep, there we go. Damn it. Whatever, at least I beat the stage. Okay, so I should go back and save. I wonder if they've modified this boss as well. That'd be funny. Gotta find out if it's another shitpost or not. They've, like, made Roku's, like, just worse in every possible way. And they're, like, massively data mined and have ads everywhere and shit like that. They also removed a lot of features in them. I think Roku's were only good for like a few years, and then they went hard. They veered hard into shitifying them like really fast around when the pandemic started. I wouldn't even say get a Fire Stick, because the Amazon Fire Stick stuff is equally in many ways as bad as Roku's. They're not quite as bad, but they also still have the same problem of complete hell nightmare of ads. Hey, Coconut Router. I would say, based off of my experiences with these different products and stuff, I would say that the best thing that you could do, as shitty as it is get an Apple TV thing, like I did. They're honestly the best ones, it seems. Like, they're just kind of the best option. They're not... The problem is that they are more money, but they're not as expensive as some of the options out there. You use yours to access your Plex server. I mean, that's probably fine. Basically, most of what my Apple TV is doing is accessing my Plex server. The difference is that my needs for, like, Plex and with my setup are much more demanding than perhaps some people. Like, the way that I have everything set up with my Plex server is that everything is set up to never transcode unless, like, it absolutely has to. There's a few rare situations for other clients on my server who have to do it for some things. But for my purposes and most of my other users, I do my best to have it set up where a transcode will never occur. And the way that for my setup, you have to go through a few extra steps to avoid that. Through like something like an Apple TV especially. But it's been really good so far. It has like no ads. The only thing that the Apple TV thing pushes is the confusingly named Apple TV, which is like, you know, their streaming service, right? So like they push that heavily, but that's it. Like otherwise, like it's completely clean. There's no other bullshit. They don't like shove like all this other shit in your face constantly. There's not like banners or ads or like other things that pop up and annoy you. The remote doesn't have a Netflix, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Hulu button or whatever. Like it has none of that shit. It's a completely clean, normal ass fucking remote. That doesn't have any of that stupid, annoying garbage on it. And it's fast so far. Like, obviously, I only just got it. Maybe over time it could get crud or something and get slower. But, you know, first impressions, using it for like 3 or 4 hours. Really fast, very responsive. It doesn't have some of the bugs that I was having with the NVIDIA Shield TV. And it's been an overall pleasant experience. I've been enjoying it. I hope that it will continue to be a good purchase. But yeah, Apple TVs aren't too much money. And a nice added bonus is if you're someone like me who is partially steeped in the Apple ecosystem, you will basically like have a much easier time setting shit up, and you'll have like more options. Like I didn't have to like log into any accounts or anything. Like I just had to log into my Plex, and that was it. So like it already like saved all my information, gave everything, because I just interfaced it with my iPhone, and it's like it just took all the information from that and just did it for me. And I think that's really nice. So it skipped a lot of the annoying steps and stuff. Steve Jobs died of ligma. I think Steve Jobs died of cancer. I know you're just fucking around, Desi, but... Hey, Coconut Router. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate the support. Enjoy those emotes. And I guess if you did or didn't have an ad blocker, enjoy the ad-free viewing regardless. I mean, if nothing else, you get that on mobile. You got me, Desi. You got me. You got me real good. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for the support. Appreciate it. So is this going to be a shitpost? Oh, it's boring. It's just the same fight again. Boring. Well, I guess they can't all be modified and be winners. So yeah, some of the bosses are just normal. All right. You got an ad for some gambling shit and nearly threw up? That sucks. I hope that ad scheduler isn't on. I know that Twitch has been known to just turn that on without telling streamers because it makes them more money. I had in the past specifically set it up to be pre-roll only. So like, do let me know if you're just getting ads, like if you're not subscribed and you're just getting ads that aren't pre-rolls. That would be good information to know. Because I will go and adjust that and fix that. If Twitch like pulled a fast one on me and just changed that without my knowledge. Because yeah, the ad scheduler's not supposed to be on. Otherwise, pre-rolls, yeah, they're a thing. And if you refresh, you'll get the pre-rolls again. Fuck. Oh, I survived. All right. It was a little sloppy of a fight, but I didn't take damage. I'll take it. Yeah. And, you know, unfortunately, I can't control ads. So, yeah, like what Coconut Router did, the best option is you either get Twitch Turbo or you subscribe to the streamer. And it's very much appreciated. I fucking hate ads. I wish ads didn't fucking exist on the internet. Unfortunately, Twitch doesn't give me a lot of options to actually deal with that. There's like, it's kind of like a lose-lose scenario when it comes to ads on Twitch, because there's no avoiding them either way. You'll get them in some form or fashion as a streamer, right? As a user, you can get rid of them completely by having Turbo, but yeah. So Turbo it's basically the same thing as YouTube Premium. Yeah. It removes all ads on the website. And that includes for like mobile and stuff as well. So it's like a subscription. And the streamers do get a cut, yes. Streamers do in fact get like a split of that revenue. The main thing is just, you know, you don't get like the emotes, right? So like if you are, if you just have Turbo and you don't subscribe to any streamers, you're not going to get their emotes. But you will get the mechanic of no ads, and that includes for just the splash page of the site too and stuff. So yeah, Twitch Turbo's really good. For some reason, Twitch does not promote it at all. I don't really know why. I'm going to assume it's because it makes them look bad to advertisers or something, and they're really afraid of that or something. But it is on the site. I use Twitch Turbo. I subscribe to like, I think 2 people, and then the rest is just Turbo. But I also am like a person who uses Twitch a lot, and I like look at a lot of different streamers and watch a lot of different streamers. So like for me, Twitch Turbo has the value because I like, you know, basically treat Twitch like it's radio. So for me, removing ads in that way is the most effective. But, you know, for some people who only, like, maybe watch, like, a few streamers on the site, it's probably better to just subscribe to them. But yeah, ultimately, one can do as they like with that sort of thing, you know? And I definitely, as a streamer, I benefit more from a direct subscription than I do Turbo. So, you know, that's nice. And, you know, basically when it comes to that sort of thing, anything counts. I appreciate any amount of support for sure. The most effective way to support me is dropping money in my Ko-fi, because there's like, I basically get almost all of that money. I have it set up where like Ko-fi gets like, I think like 5% of what people donate, which that's like a pretty small amount, and like I'm fine with giving them their cut. Okay, that's weird. They had to put it here? Okay. Oh, I see, Desi. Damn. Well, I guess you don't get to use my cool emotes. Being a mod doesn't let you do that. That's too bad. Of course, though, someone could always gift Desi a sub. And then Desi would, have his Rockstar image ruined. Okay, this is funny and broken and stupid. Just a glitched up Diddy Kong. Otherwise, yep, the stage is the same. Kind of figured. I guess in theory, you may be able to bypass doing this by just making web platforms, but it would take forever and be agonizing, so I don't know why you would. Funny, though. Yeah, some parts of this, I guess they didn't really want to try and figure out. So they kind of got a little lazy with some of this. Which, fair. It's kind of a shitpost, you know? Not as high effort as some shitposts I've seen. Like, you know, few people, unfortunately, are at the tier of Sonic the Hedgehog community, you know? The Sonic Hedgehog fan community is kind of like some of the best in class for just shitposts for, like, community projects and ROM hacks and fan games and all that. Those people are kind of operating on a much higher level overall, I would say. And, you know, the Mario community definitely as well. They're doing some good work, too. I guess, like, one interesting thing, which I only have some amount of knowledge on, and it kind of comes off to me like Bethesda engine games, like modding for like Elder Scrolls and Fallout and stuff, there seems to be a lot less shitposts for that in general. Like, they exist, I remember some of them, but they don't seem to have that many of them. Fire Emblem modding community is good. It's cool. Never played Fire Emblem. I'm gonna have to, though, for the GameCube challenge. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, Morrowind modders are top tier, but not as much in the way of shitposting. SimCity 4 modders are also pretty fucking crazed. I don't know if that modding community is still, like, alive and around. I should really check. That would be interesting to see if, like, anything's been going on with that scene. I haven't looked at SimCity 4 mods in probably 10 years. I know back then it was still, like, around and active enough, and they were still working on some pretty impressive stuff. Didn't actually mean to go this way, but I guess we're doing this now. Well, the fact that I have to play one of them or whatever, it's just the one on GameCube, I think. I don't think there are 2 Fire Emblems. I think it's just one. Could be wrong. Okay, this bonus actually kind of sucks as Squitter. I think for reasons that are probably pretty obvious. I'm going to fail it. RimWorld modding community, yeah. Definitely high tier. I've seen enough RimWorld mods to get that impression. I haven't played RimWorld, really. It's one of those games that's on my list of I should play this and learn it because it would be like a benefit to me as a person in my own personal entertainment to learn how to play a game like RimWorld. I just haven't done it yet. I've had it for some years and haven't really made the push yet. Another one that's been on my list that's in that sort of category is Stellaris, but more for weirdo reasons where I don't really care all that much about Stellaris as a game itself, so much as the fact it has 2 crazy high-quality total conversion mods that turn it into a Star Trek game. That's the only reason I care about Stellaris, is that I would want to play that and actually play theoretically, a good Star Trek game. That would be neat. Maybe it sucks shit, I don't know. But it's a possibility. Because they don't really make good Star Trek games, or any Star Trek games other than like shovelware. Yeah, I should take you up on that offer, Desi. I would like to know how to play that video game. I just don't know how long the onboarding process would be, and I also don't really know how much, like, the DLC expansions are required, because I remember that basically they don't have much in the way of a real discount. And their Rimworld, if you try to get all of the things for it, is pretty goddamn expensive. This sucks. This sucks. This really fucking sucks. Holy shit. This actually might be one of the really fucking god-awful stages. This is pretty bad, chat. I might be here for a while. I would like to think that there may be, like, a way to cheese this with some, like, good position and knowledge, but I don't know if it's worth, like, burning, like, 1 billion lives to do it. Because it might end up being a scenario where I have too much trial and error and die too many times before I actually can execute on it the way I need to. Can this motherfucker die? Thank you. Okay. So, it seems like unless you can do a really well-timed platform at the bottom, if that's even a doable thing. I'm just trying to think of ways to get through that don't take that long. Because that's such a long way down, and it feels really awkward. It feels really awkward. So the problem is that when you're descending, if you do an instant spider web, it just is above you. That doesn't help. That being above you does not help. And if I try and shoot it downward while falling, it's too slow. My descent is faster than the speed of the web. So that also doesn't help. So it feels like it's a no-win scenario. There's basically not any way to actually, like, cheese that. At least, like, the best you could hope for is having enough iframes when you land on a bramble to make a platform and jump on it, and then, like, you'll be safe then. Otherwise, it kind of feels like it's they're gonna make you do it the really slow, agonizing way. And, like, the really fucking awkward way. Which, if that's what it is, that's what it is. The whole point of this stream is that it's suffering. At least in theory, so... It's not expected to be a easy, breezy challenge the entire way through. And this would appear to be one of the problematic stages. So I have a Kong barrel up there, and if I just take damage early onto this, I can just, I guess, you know, go back up and get it. These guys being here really grinds my gears. I feel like you can't... Yeah. I feel like that's almost impossible to avoid... Fuck this fucking... Man, that game decided to kill me there. I feel like you can't avoid damage there. Like, the zingers will just fucking kill you. Like, you will take damage there no matter what. And the only thing you can do is what I did, where you just drop on the bramble and then with the iframes and recover. But yeah, the game fucked me because it did that thing again where it decided to remove my platform as soon as I made it, because fuck you. And I wasn't reacting fast enough to avoid it. So yeah, this level is fucking hard. And the problem is that there's still more level after that. Like, the level's not done. When I just, like, go to the left, there's more level. And I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be, like, the hardest level in the game or not. Because the way they made this stage is it's like you go up and down a lot. So, like, this might actually be the hardest stage, or pretty high up there, if I were to guess. There aren't that many bramble stages in the game. This is, like, one of the last ones outside of the... Fuck you. Outside of the Lost World, which we're not doing. Now, in theory, I could drop here and take the damage that I need to take. But I don't think it's a good spot because I won't have enough time, because this guy might still hit me. I have to at least get rid of him first. Fucking, I don't know what those blue insect things are called, but yeah, I got hit by one of those because I touched it while on the platform. Wasn't far away enough. The positioning was not good enough. I didn't kill it as... Basically, I'm gonna have to kill those... Fucking why'd that happen? I'm gonna have to kill those things as soon as they appear. Yeah, the hitboxes on all in all these games are wonky. That's just a fact. Like, they're all weird. But also keep in mind, this level is not designed for this. That's the whole point of the ROM hack. This isn't the normal video game. You, in fact, would be the parrot here. You would be Squawks, and it's infinitely easier to do this stage as the parrot than it is to do all this bullshit. See, as it turns out, this isn't normal. My problem is that this is incredibly long stage. This is like a really long stage that I have to do. And the checkpoint is not nearly close enough. This is like one of these stages that has the checkpoint like 1/3 through the level. Hit count onslaught. This positioning kind of sucks. I'm gonna do that. I'm panicking a little because I don't know if it's gonna try and troll me. Fuck! So yeah, the problem, chat, is there's a lot more after this, and I think this is gonna be the worst stage. So I might be here for like an hour. Keep that in mind. Or I give up. That's also a possibility. I'm under no obligation to finish this. Or I take a break and resume at another time. We'll see. But this is definitely a massive difficulty spike. This is like one of the most like, this was not designed for this animal buddy thing. The funny thing is I would probably have an easier time doing that fucking pacifist shit for DKC1 for that ROM hack than I would doing this fucking level as Squitter only. Okay, I did not need the barrel. That's fine. This part in particular sucks a lot because it's just like you have so little wiggle room here to move. Touch the sides and you'll just perish. At least you're supposed to anyway. Somehow I managed to make my way down. So I guess you can do it. It's just that the timing is really weird. I don't know if it's worth it, but it does give me theoretically more wiggle room. Assuming the game doesn't fuck me with the platforms again. I have to pay very close attention to the platforms just to make sure they don't randomly just disappear as soon as I make them. Well, this is the furthest I've gotten so far. Apparently, I cannot get damaged from the top for whatever reason. That's good. There's still more, though. There's these fuckers. Okay, there's another checkpoint, I guess. So we're past that horrific part. So I don't have to do that bit again. Hey, Dio Dollface. Congrats on your 5 streams streaking. Oops. Well, at least, unless these guys respawn, which they might. Yeah, they do. Okay. Lovely. A super retro gamer. This is a bit of a problem. Can't kill this motherfucker. It won't fucking die. A very bizarre angle, I guess, that you would have to kill him in. Good news is I got the checkpoint, so if I die, I don't actually lose a lot of progress. Okay, so this is where the cannons are. I can actually parry the cannons if they're a problem while I'm jumping. I just have to make sure that I, don't lose my web. Okay. Okay, that is the wrong way to go. I don't even know which is the right way to go. I don't remember. Okay, so it's just bottom right. Okay. Fuck. Yeah, I fucked up. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, it's a popular one. It's one of many people's favorite pieces of music in the franchise. Sticker Brush Symphony is considered a classic. Okay, now, here is something that I need to deal with. Killing this motherfucker would be great. I'm probably just gonna die again. Can I kill this fucker, please? Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so I don't get harmed by the bramble when I jump up into it. I don't know why that's the case, but I will take advantage of that, I guess. Fuck off. Apparently I couldn't parry it that time for some reason. Alright. Not great, but I still have 23 lives. Hopefully I can make this work. I just don't want to burn through... Fuck! At this rate, I will burn through all of them. God damn it. I hope that doesn't happen. Can I even go back and save? Okay, I can at least do that. Let's do that. I haven't done that yet. It won't save my lives at all because this game's cruel about that specific mechanic, but at least, I saved my progress. Alright. Yeah, this level is already pretty damn hard, even when it's, like, normal. When you actually have squawks. Or you're on the ropes here. Like, this is where you just be the normal Kongs and you just be going up on the vines. Die. Thank you. So I'll make this part slightly easier on myself, knowing where to go now. You just have to go bottom right. That part's kind of trolly. I don't really know how you're meant to get through that without taking damage. Now, another... Okay, so it seems like the bottom route here is easier, maybe? Maybe? Yeah, there seems to be less singers, and you have to go down here anyway. Sorihime, thank you for the raid. I'm dead. Not your fault. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do there. I vaguely know. Thank you very much for the raid, Soryu. Guess you didn't have a super long stream today? Are you kind of feeling a bit too sickly still? Thank you very much. My suffering is fully set in during this stage. This is probably, I theorize this may be the hardest stage in the game, playing as only this fucking spider. Great. Hey, Matto B. Welcome, welcome. Pumpkin Spice Gatorade, hello. Sorihime is a good friend of mine. You should follow Sorihime and watch her streams. And she was playing Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. Good. Damn it, I should not be losing lives to these fucking birds. Alright. Yeah, I'm doing a ROM hack that is called Squitter's Spider Quest, where you only play as Squitter the Spider for basically the entire game outside of... Oh my god. Why am I dying to these things? I can't keep losing lives. So this is a frustrating part of the game. This may be the hardest level in the entire game to play as Squitter. Outside of maybe a level in the Lost World or something. This is, like, incredibly fucked, and this level is incredibly long. So... it is not an easy task that is set before me. I don't know if I will actually finish it or not. Where the hell did the vulture go? Whatever. I need you to die. And he doesn't want to die anymore. Thank you. Oh, I know you do, Desi. There's no, like, donation incentive for me doing this. I'm just doing this because I find it interesting. However, I'm definitely getting to that point where I'm thinking this may have been particularly a very huge mistake on my part. Just because this level is agonizing. Most of the other levels went pretty okay. This one, not so much. I think I've already been here for like a half hour. So what the fuck do they want me to do here? Okay, I guess just you have to really time... No, even then it feels like it's not fast enough. Like, I'm trying to think, how the fuck do I avoid damage in that one spot? Because if I could avoid damage there, I think my life would be a little easier for it. Fuck! Fucked it up. Probably, Desi. Because this is, like, the most anti-everything. Like, this level is so explicitly not designed to be using this fucking spider. It is ridiculous how much it's not designed for it. In theory, if I can get past this level, I may be free, and the rest of it will be relatively more simple. But it's a nasty combination, because not only is this level incredibly long, it's also incredibly fucking long. I know I said the same thing twice, but it's True. Okay, apparently if you just spam the webs, the game will just decide that you fell through the webs and you die. So apparently you can't even use that strategy. So I guess like the game will just decide you fell through and you're dead. So I guess I won't be doing that. Even though in some cases you could theorize that would maybe be a little safer to do. I did it again, chat. See, that's the one other thing that's just really grinding my gears about this, is that sometimes the game just decides to remove the wrong platform in the wrong order and you're dead. So, like, I lost a Kong there for basically no reason and no fault to my own. And I can't always be expected to react in time when it happens so fast. When it just decides the platform will be gone, and I'm like, well, you gave me like half a second to try and do anything to make that stop happening, so... I am feeling like, my lives are diminishing, and I will not get many more opportunities to get through this level. And then what happens after this, chat, is I am stuck in purgatory, and I will only get 5 lives. Technically 6 lives. To do the entire stage. So I am actually getting to the point where I am just going to run out of resources and will no longer be able to do the stage without doing it basically almost perfect. So, if I can't get this stage done before I run out of lives and get a game over, I'm probably going to move on. And do literally anything else. We will see. We will see. I know that if I grinded it on a long enough time frame, I would probably be able to beat this stage. I've come pretty close to beating this. I do wonder, though, if chat actually appreciates how fucking hard this is. I think they do. I don't know how much chat's knowledge level is of how Squitter controls and what I have to do to get through some of this shit. Okay, I was able to get that one. Okay. So that's new knowledge I learned, but arguably I learned it too late. But that's some form of progress of I have something going into this I didn't had before, which is an extra hit. So basically I was able to curve that upwards and get rid of that one zinger, which gave me any more wiggle room to work with here. So this is about where I died last time. And part of the problem was the webbing giving out underneath me before I had time to react. Oh yeah, and this part too. This is where Sorry rated in. I'm gonna take damage here. Yeah. So this is the last stretch of this level. Get me the fuck out of here. Get me out. Jesus Christ. Terrifying shit. I'm gonna go save again. Yeah, no, that was agonizing. I think I was there for 30, 40 minutes. You're just basically saying, Dusty, this is a genuinely shit level, yeah? You stopped at the spider cave of Jack 1 just before raiding me? That's funny. Good lord. All right, so now we just have this level, which actually also kind of sucks, but you play it normally. There's not, like, being Squitter here doesn't really meaningfully do anything. This level kind of sucks because you have to, like, go at mock fucking speed. Like, this part's optional, but basically this level's kind of a bitch. Even to do normally, this level is kind of a bitch, which this is normally. There's no gimmick for this that really works. It's just you do the thing. I have in the past been stuck on this level for quite some time because it's just kind of unfair and mean. Because of shit like that. And shit like that. And that. All right, first try. That is correct, Sonata. That's basically why I said that if I could not get through that level, I was going to stop playing, because I would not only have to redo the entire stage without the checkpoints again, I would also only have, like, 6 lives, essentially, to do it. Because there wouldn't be, like, a reasonable way to farm the lives. Because I wouldn't be half access to Funky. So, yeah. Yep. Hopefully now we can get back to any amount of normalcy. For what that counts for with this hack. I don't... Like, maybe there's something I'm not thinking of, but I think that I'm through the worst of it. I think that level genuinely is the worst one. Outside of the Lost World levels, which are their own thing that I'm not doing. I don't really do the Lost World levels in this game. It's not really been my scene. They're some of my least played levels. Yeah, I don't know if there was to be anything that's genuinely worse than that. I guess the race with, I guess that could be terrible, maybe. The Screech's Sprint, the last level of the game before K. Rool. Screech's Sprint could be as bad as that level, maybe, unless they changed it or something. But I do also kind of remember Screech's Sprint being like, it gives the player a wider berth to move. Like, I don't remember it being, like, too narrow in most of its spots. I don't really know how you would modify Screech's Sprint to be playable, because, like, it's a race. Like, I don't think you could keep up with the bird. Screech. The wind interaction? Right, yeah. Right, yeah, you could just, like, avoid Screech in theory. Yeah, it's true. That would probably be what you would have to do if the ROM hack doesn't just do it for you. As I don't think it's possible to beat Screech, as Squitter. But yeah, basically because of the way that this game doesn't save a goddamn thing in its memory whenever you reset it or reload it. If I don't get it done today, I'm probably not going to ever get it done. Because I'll lose all the lives I've accumulated and all the banana coins I've accumulated. So it would put me at a severe disadvantage for any, like, picking it back up again sort of deal. Like, that's kind of the thing that's a bit annoying about this, unless you're using save states, is unless you're, Unless, like, you know, like, basically you kind of need to... You're better served doing this all in one go, like playing these games in one session. That's kind of unreasonable for a first playthrough, but it does help. It does help. That's true of, like, most of these, like, 16-bit games, because they don't save shit in the memory almost never. Mario World's the same way, too. I think maybe Super Mario All-Stars saves lives into its memory. Maybe? I'm not certain. Fuck. I'm not certain. I don't know. Based off of how this is going, I'm not sure if I will actually finish this. I definitely am feeling a bit fatigued and frazzled by, doing that hell level. We will see. I kind of almost get the impression that, if this ever got a retro achievement set or something, maybe I should have waited for that. And at least I'd be getting retro achievement shit out of it or something. Instead of nothing, in a sense. I don't know. I always forget how far away this is. Ridiculous. Yeah, I agree, Sonata. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Hooray. Alright, so Ramby Rumble was one that people were kind of curious about how that'll go. First, I have to get through a bunch of normal level first before I get to that sequence, but I assume you probably just, like, bypass it by just platforming up or something. Oh, right. The mechanic doesn't work, so the barrel actually kills you. As you can't go onto the honey, because, you know, Squitter can't stick to those. Okay, how do I kill you then? I guess with... Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, this kind of sucks. This feels extremely precise. Jesus. What the fuck? Jeez, fucking annoying. I can only assume, like, this? Nope. Yeah, that, and then I go around? I might theoretically have been able to drop here and been fine. I think this is one of the spots if you hold left, you're actually fine. Can't fucking see. Camera was really not cooperating there. It's like hiding the entire fucking area. That's true, Soryu. Very true. So true, so wise. So this is where you would be Rambi normally. So when you drop down here, this will attack you? Or do they get rid of it? Okay, they just got rid of him? Or is it not yet? Is it after this? Oh, there he is. I fucked up. Oh, good start. I did a misinput. Not exactly encouraging with the amount of lives I have. They also don't make it as easy to farm lives, it feels like, because you can't open up any chests in this game. So some of the usual go-to areas where you would get lives don't exist. This chest will never open. Kind of surprised that Squitter's webs can't just, like, break open a chest, to be honest. Fuck, seriously, it didn't parry it? Fuck you, fuck you. Now I don't have any health. Now it's like one hit will kill me. That's not what I want. Now there's like no room for error. Really? Okay. I can only assume you just have to let him go past you, but he kind of snuck up on me too quickly. It's almost like he's moving kind of fast or something. Oh, fuck this. The camera is not even cooperating. I can't see shit. That's another thing I'm noticing is that, like, this game's camera seems to behave differently when you play as Squitter. Like, it's not... The camera's not keeping up, or it's, like, not, like, going down in the same way it's supposed to at the same speed. I don't know. Something seems fucked up with Squitter with the game's camera. At least in the levels where you're not supposed to have him. Which, in a way, I guess makes sense, but, like, is a real problem. Alright, I'm just gonna, like, climb. You go past me, alright? Yeah. I don't know if that'll kill me later or not, but... maybe that's the solution. Oh, for fuck's sake. How do you even get past that without taking damage? Oh, it seems to have just vanished, so I guess that's what you do. Gonna go back and save. Kind of annoying that they make you go all the way around with no shortcut to just go back to save. It's not something that typically comes up because I don't usually need to save in this game. There are some boss fights where you also have to play as the Kongs, or you... because the ROM hacker couldn't be bothered to make a unique fight or change it. So most of the bosses, you just play as them normally and do the boss fight normally. Kind of a little lazy in that way. Okay, I'm curious how this is gonna go. Will they change anything? Doesn't look like it. It's the same boss, huh? Yep, just lazy. Can't be bothered. That's kind of the thing that I find a bit unimpressive about this hack is, like, it just gives up at points and doesn't even try. Definitely feels like it's lacking a little. Can't see. I've never liked this boss fight, by the way. I think that this boss fight is basically, like, leverages the game having a terrible camera for this type of thing. Like, the entire difficulty of this fight is that the camera is bad and you can't see what's going on. That's basically it. That was stupid. Yeah, I'm not good at this fight. I don't often actually do this, well. There we go. Oh, yeah? That's cool, Soryu. You sound like Squawks the Parrot. So here's where the wind stuff is going to come in soon. It's not this stage, but soon. I guess this could be slightly annoying. That's kind of been my impression so far of this ROM hack, and it's not like a shocking conclusion, but I mostly find this ROM hack to be one specific mood that it sets. And that mood is annoying. You know what I mean? That's kind of been the vibe through a lot of it. Is it's more of like, oh, this is just more annoying to do. You know, playing it in this particular way is just kind of annoying. Or, like, stupid. There's that, too. Still been worth checking it out, though, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I am definitely losing interest. My interest levels have gotten lower and lower as I've continued going through this. Now, mind you, I am getting further into the game. It mostly just feels like a chore in a lot of these levels. Where it's like, yep, this just takes a lot longer to do. Diddy's enthusiastic. He's here for it. What? So they're forbidding the use of this? What are we doing here? What's the deal? Or what? What's up? Like, I can just take damage here. Okay. Well, what was the point of that? Just so I don't have health for the beginning of this? I don't really quite understand what the point of that was. Other than that, just, hey, we made it harder by making sure that you only have one Kong through this section or whatever. I fucked up that jump. I don't have a lot of lives, by the way. And that's, again, what I've been saying, and I think that's why there's going to be a stopping point for this. And by stopping point, I mean actually me not play this again. Because I don't feel like I have enough lives to get through this. And I don't think 5 lives is going to be enough when there's also save points. I think that this ROM hack would have been much better served if it didn't have the live system and they turned that off. If they turned that off, I would be more motivated to continue going through it. I don't really want to, like, go and farm lives or, like, redo, like, big sections of the game, especially considering how slow they are. That doesn't really interest me. I'm definitely not, like, gaining lives. I've been losing quite a few of them. Oh, by the way, I thought I should point something out, chat. One of the hardest achievements in the normal Donkey Kong Country 2 set for retro achievements, I just did. That I struggled to do, probably because it was on an emulator. I thought I would point that out. That I literally just did one of the hardest achievements in the entire set. The achievement being that you do the entire fucking stage without ever touching a minus barrel. And I also think they said something about not taking damage or whatever. And without reloading from a checkpoint barrel. I literally just did it. Thought I should point that out. But I couldn't do it on an emulator. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that might be. Perhaps it might suggest that an incredibly fast controller and almost no input lag might actually be a huge factor in the success of that. Also, the wind does work here, as I expected it would. I don't know if I want to do this. This sounds like agony. This might be another level that's just fucked up. So I also think that this would be a pretty long level too. I think this will just end up being a game over is what I think. Yeah, it's not a great situation, that's for sure. Because the problem is that there's all weighting mechanic with the wind. And that means that I would have to try and sustain platforms while not falling off. Or somehow be really adept at compensating for... God damn it. I thought I hit the thing and it missed somehow, and I made the jump assuming it was going to hit the guy, and it didn't. Anyway. This is probably where the run ends. Because also, I think the save point is right after this stage. Maybe? Yes, Altazimuth, you're probably coming at the end of it, because I don't particularly like the prospect of having to redo, like, 5 stages. With 5 lives, and no way to really get more of them, like, in any realistic, easy fashion. But I've made it this far. And this level will probably result in my game over. Because of stuff like that. As it turns out, this game wasn't designed to do any of this. But thank you for the support nonetheless. And see, the problem with that strategy of, like, I'm gonna make, like, the platforms, right? Like, very close together like that, is we learned through that other stage that if you do that, the game will probably kill you anyway. That's the other thing that we learned, because you'll just fall through the web sometimes. One way to make the stage worse is to make you be rattly. Yeah, I think that's probably correct. Rattly would make this worse, yeah. But also wouldn't be possible because, there would probably be some large gaps that Rattly wouldn't be able to jump across. It would probably have to modify the stage in some way. Yeah, it pushed me off. See, part of the problem, too, is that Squitter has his own different hitbox, at least to my understanding. And if he doesn't have a different hitbox and it's the same as, like, the normal Kong hitboxes, then, you know, I won't be able to easily judge that from the sprite. There's only one race stage, and unless you mean, like, the cart ones, we've already done, like, 2 or 3 of those. We literally just finished one of them. They're basically the same. They don't change anything. That's part of what makes this less interesting, is that, like, the times where it doesn't work, they don't try to figure out a way to make it work. They just make it be normal. Same with, like, most of the boss fights so far. So that's been kind of just a disappointment of, like, it kind of only meets it halfway in its conceit to begin with. And that's not as compelling. I kind of, like, you know, compared it to, like, how when this kind of stuff is done in, like, a Sonic game, it's way more interesting because they actually, like, put in the full effort. Whereas the full effort is not being shown here in that same way. And that kind... My god, how can you even make that jump? I guess you don't. You just have to, like, make sure the web is where the jump will be. Because I was already trying to compensate and it didn't make a damn difference. I'm not even, like, halfway through the stage. So this is definitely just going to be, like, the wall. That reminds me I should save this just in case anyway. But, yeah. Odd. Yeah, it's like you can't jump with this fucker with the wind. It doesn't really work. You can't do the same thing as you can do with the Kongs. Like, you can't, like, really compensate for the jump. You can't, like, move backwards enough to really make a difference. There's too much weirdness with how Squitter moves. furthest I've gotten so far. Too hard. Too hard for the wrong reasons. That's been my assessment. This is too absurd. See, I think the problem, one of the big problems too, is that Squitter is not mechanically sound enough of an animal buddy for this conceit to work completely in a reliable and fair way. Because, like, you might be wondering why I'm not, like, just doing this. Like, why am I not just doing this, right? And it's because when I have done this, in my experience, what often will happen is the game will sometimes just arbitrarily decide that you have fallen through the webbing platform now, and you will now die. And it seems to just do that on a whim for no particular reason. So, like, that particular strategy doesn't work, even though, by all counts, it absolutely should work and make some of these stages easier. It doesn't because the game's buggy and doesn't really support Squitter being used in certain ways. Even though he really should be usable in those ways, he isn't. Like, so that's kind of the problem. Like, Squitter only shows up in, like, a few stages, kind of. Like, not that many. And even then, like, with the stages he shows up in, I don't think he's, like, the only part of the stage. Like, there's no, like, stage where you only play as Squitter. It's like, you play half of the stage as Squitter, or you play, like, 1/3 of it as Squitter. Or you only use him in a bonus room. Stuff like that. Most of the stages, he doesn't really feature a whole ton. It's completely untenable. Like, you cannot control yourself with that wind. Yeah, this is definitely where it ends. Because, like, I'm gonna have to redo way too many stages. And it's not like I'm doing this under some obligation. It's mainly, I found this interesting. And I think my impression is I ended up being incorrect. I do not actually think this is interesting enough. I think this mostly is too half-baked to be compelling. No, and they definitely aren't. Unfortunately, most of the Donkey Kong Country ROM hacks I've tried are bad. A couple of them are pretty good. There's, like, a couple that were, like, more standouts since what they did. Right, and, like, there was only one time where, you were Squitter fighting a boss, and it was funny, like, you fought Cleaver. And then the deal behind that is you can just instantly kill him, which is really funny. But then there was nothing else like that for any of the other bosses. They were just normal fights. And that's boring. See what I mean, though? Like, there's technically a gap, but he's, like, too big. So you think he'd be able to go across a smaller gap like that in the webbing, but the game says no, and then you die. But even when it's not a gap, you can still fall through. Right. Too many of these are like, it's the normal stage or very slightly modified stage. But mostly this just plays poorly, like this feels bad to use. Squitter was never a very, like, mechanically sound animal buddy. He's always been incredibly jank, so playing the entire game where everything feels bad and is incredibly jank isn't exactly that fun. Chances are I probably got through the hardest stage already. Like, me getting through that bramble stage is probably still the hardest stage. Like, I would say it would be harder than this stage. This stage is just bullshit, but, like, I think that this is probably more manageable than that. The problem is I just don't have enough lives to throw at it. So, this is where it ends. Yeah, see what it does? You see the order of the webbing? It, like, just arbitrarily... See it again. I did that one recently, but the game took it away. This is why Squitter doesn't work. Because you can't rely on any mechanics to help you. Like, basically, the game will just decide that, oh, no, you're dead. Because he's buggy. Like, Squitter's buggy. He's not a good animal buddy. He is unreliable. Anyway, you've probably never seen this screen from my streams before. That's probably the only time you would ever see it outside of ROM hacks. Anyway, that's Squitter Spider Quest, because as you will see, now I'm way the fuck back here again. Not only do I have to fight the boss again, but also there's like 3 or 4 stages after that, and I still wouldn't be able to save. So yeah, it was a good old college try. It was interesting. It was interesting, but and then it was not. I did the investigation. I determined that it stopped being interesting and stopped being fun. So, there you have it. That's Squitter's Spider Quest, at least as much as I'm willing to engage with it. I'm sure, like, if I really wanted to put more time into it, sure, I could beat it. I have no doubt that I could beat it. I'm more than halfway through. Most of the stages after this would be easier. That's the thing, is, like, most of what's after this would just be easy. Like, there's only really, like, a few very, like, specific problem stages that are awful, and then the rest would be kind of breezy and nothing. Like, even, like, most of those final levels would be really easy. The only one that might be, like, really terrible would be Screech's Sprint. But I'm definitely not willing to make it that far to find out. So, yeah, there you go. That's Squitter's Spider Quest.